Alright guys, welcome back to Shaun Jones Fitness, or as I like to think of myself these days, Shaun Jones Journalism. Because that's what I feel like I'm doing sometimes. I'm a journalist. Now, if you followed any of my content recently, you will have seen that I was one of the only channels who was speaking about this Strongman MMA event set to take place on the 17th of February this month with Brian Shaw, Eddie Hall, Mitch Hooper, Martin Ford, and it was going to be a pretty big deal. Well, we recently just exposed with this video here, it's over. The Strongman MMA event was all a lie. Sorry, I've just had a cream egg, so I'm feeling a little bit energetic today. We exposed that this event was all a lie from the onset, and it was 10-time Muay Thai world champion John Wayne Parr who was one of the first fighters to speak out about the shadiness of this event. And in this post here, he talked about how he didn't get paid for the event, which led us to believe that the rest of the fighters who were meant to be fighting on this card also haven't been paid. Well, Brian Shaw is a G because he's just uploaded this video. The fight is cancelled, which I was happy to see because finally we've got one of these high-profile strongmen talking about the shadiness of this event. So in this video, Brian Shaw was doing a bit of MMA training, and then it transitions into the next day where he's just hopped off a meeting with the organizers of this event set to go down in 4 days' time.
So, just getting off a call, and I have to head to training, but it looks like the February 17th date for my fight is at the bare minimum going to be postponed. Not great news coming out of this meeting. I'm frustrated and pissed off. I really am pissed off because I've been putting so much into this, but I need to head over to at least talk to my coaches and talk to my teammates over there. So I'm gonna go do that and I guess share the news that's not so good.
So as you can see, Brian Shaw is visibly disappointed. I'm glad that he's putting this out there because we haven't seen anyone else talk about it. Eddie Hall is yet to talk about it. Martin Ford, nothing, radio silence. Mitch Hooper, also radio silence. John Wayne Parr is the only person who's went public with this information. And I presume it's because they're getting offered that much money that they want to stay in the good books with the event organizers, just at the potential 1% chance that this might happen again in the future. So it's frustrating for them, but they're in limbo. They can't really talk about it in case they lose the opportunity to make $20 million. But I think we just have to accept that it's over. Hopefully now that Brian Shaw's releasing this, the other strongmen can also go public with it.
5 people postponed.
To win.
Don't know.
Why? What's injury? Somebody get hurt? Somebody doesn't feel ready?
They're not meeting their contract. And that was the call that I just had, so I'm trying to figure it out, but I don't know. I don't know. I know.
That's a lot of...
At a certain point, we just have to have some answers.
do it, right? That's the other thing.
That was kind of the...
So Brian Shaw said there that they are not fulfilling the contract, but ultimately he doesn't know why the event is being called off. So we can presume that he means there that they haven't given a definitive reason why the event has been postponed, but they are not fulfilling the contract that they've sent to Brian Shaw with regards to sending him the money.
At a certain point, we just have to have some answers.
Do it, right? That's the other thing.
That was kind of the gist of it. Just, you know, want to do it. I'm ready to do it. I'm training to do it. Let's do it. You know?
How much they've changed so much already. It's like how much more.
Yeah, you can't change it.
You can't change it.
Well, this is the thing: is the time's going by. The rubber's got to meet the road at some point. So
yeah, we can only presume that this was filmed maybe a week ago. Similar sort of time to John Wayne Parr also finding out that the event wasn't going ahead. So once again, they're only just finding out that the event wasn't going forward 10, 11 days out from the day that they're meant to fight. That's insane. No media appearances, no posters, no social media following, no promotion whatsoever. 10 days out. But Brian's not stupid. He knew there was a lot of fishiness surrounding this event. Obviously, he just had to do his part of training properly and just being ready for the potential that it might happen. And at the end of the day, if any of us were in Brian's position where we're potentially getting promised 20 million, maybe more, John Wayne Parr was offered $20 million. So we've got to assume that these strongmen were potentially going to get paid more because they would have been the main spectacle that everyone would have tuned in to see just because of the sheer amount of weight, pardon the pun, that their names hold. So if we were getting promised this kind of money ourselves, we would be in the gym every single day, 2, 3, 4 hours a day, busting our asses, let's be honest. Right now, Brian Shaw's coach chimes in, and I think what he says is pretty interesting.
Yeah, the talking has to stop now. You know, that's what these
notorious for being shady. We went out there one time, we fought, and we didn't get paid. So make
So they didn't give anything up front.
Did you hear that, what Brian Shaw's coach said? He said, these mother effers are notorious for being shady as F. He said that he went out there one time, fought, and didn't get paid, which is crazy to say the least. Let's face it, these Saudi Arabia events, I'm all for it. I'm all for them throwing loads of money at the fighters. I believe they should get paid a lot of money. They're risking their lives at the end of the day. But I think unless it's one of these really big promotions, like where Anthony Joshua's fighting Francis Ngannou, Tyson Fury, or it's already a well-established MMA organisation that are putting on an event out there, I just don't think these other organisations that are popping up are trustworthy, especially based on what the coach just said there. Now look what's happening here with this Strongman MMA event. I just think especially now, after seeing all this fall apart, you can't trust these up-and-coming or new MMA organisations. It's all shady.
So it's like we could do the appearance on the 17th, or you're going to do that fight, but I'm not going there unless a big chunk of what you were supposed to deliver is delivered. If you do that, we can pick another one. But I just kind of said, like, you guys have shown nothing other than talk, right? Now you're in breach of contract.
Yeah. Good luck arguing with those guys.
I know, it's...
Protect your heart from the lies. If you know you're in a situation, you're probably right. You're in a church.
Yeah.
It'll happen when it's supposed to happen. If it's supposed to happen.
Yeah. Well, I was excited. I'm excited. I'm still excited. So, stay excited.
So what Brian was saying there is, listen, the event is still going ahead on the 17th. It's just that we're not involved. If you want me to still come out and make an appearance, then you better send a big chunk of what you guys promised, because now you're in breach of contract. So judging by what Brian said there, maybe this Finishers Championship, we're expecting Brian to still come out and make an appearance. Brian's spending good money on top tier coaching here, money that he was expecting to recoup from the contract that you guys give him. Now it's not going to happen, so Brian is out of pocket, and you're expecting to fly to Qatar without any money. BS. Now here's Brian going into a little bit more detail about the event.
My fight officially got postponed. No date has been set for the postponement, and as you can imagine, this is hugely disappointing to me, due to the fact that at this point, for the last 5 months, I dove in head first.
Yeah.
I have committed myself fully to being as prepared as I possibly could be. I took a lot of time and dedicated a lot of time to this, which took time away from my wife, from my kids, from my businesses, from everything that I had going on, and really put a lot of strain on other people around me. Of course, there's a contract that was involved, and really, truth be told, that's the main reason I wanted to jump into this, because when you're offered a contract like that, and I could have offered my family security and just done a lot with that, that's what drove me in. It does look like, from what I've been told, Finishers Championship is moving forward with an event on February 17th. The funding they needed to bring in myself as well as the other guys did not come through, is what we were told. And, at this point, I've been paid nothing from what they owed me. So, that's why it's postponed indefinitely. And, that's the update. It's interesting to see that they are putting on an event, because that's what we were told, that they were going to go forward with a smaller event. It does look like it's a smaller event. And, I guess with this thing, time will tell. I'm certainly not going to hold my breath as far as, having another date until I see some kind of major action that were to happen on their side. But, they've got, I would say, a lot of ground to cover, because you have to follow through with contracts, with commitments, with what you said. I'm very big on your word and what that means. So, at this point, there is no date. I'm not holding my breath for another date at this point, and I think there's been enough stuff that has come out about this event and the way that things have gone down.
So there we go. I'm glad that Brian Shaw's speaking out about this. As you heard him say right there, he hasn't been paid a single penny. If they want to postpone the date and move the event to sometime in the future, then cool. But I need to see some major action out of you. Basically, open up your pockets and send me some of that cash right now, or I'm not committing to anything. And I believe Brian Shaw and all the other boys have got every right to have that stance. They've been spending the hard-earned money and their valuable, precious time on training the damn asses off and putting content out there for us to watch for our entertainment. So we need to see action. But do I believe this event will get rescheduled? I don't think so. But what I do believe is this is a good opportunity for maybe a different organization to come in and swoop this opportunity from Finishers Championship, because I believe the spectacle behind this strongman MMA thing, I think there's an audience for it. Look at influencer boxing. There is a pretty sizable audience for it, and a lot of the lads in that influencer boxing space are making a lot of money from it. So if someone like Misfits came along and made a new division, like a strongman MMA division, or even just a strongman boxing division, I'd go and see that live, and a lot of people would. These strongmen and bodybuilders are likable characters. A lot of people love Eddie Hall, a lot of people love Brian Shaw, Mitch Hooper, Martin Ford, so I think people would pay money to go and see this. So I believe there's a bit of a gap in the market now. What do you guys think of this? Comment your thoughts down below. Absolute fishy behavior with this. Make sure you like the video, and if you're new to my channel, subscribe, because we upload every single day talking about fighting, fitness, self-defense, internet drama, and everything else in between. I'll see you tomorrow.